This is our first day on board Smuggler's Blues. It's Easter Sunday in fact, and I thought it would be a good opportunity while we're out and about to show you a couple of the upgrades that I've done this winter. Every time the boat comes out, there's always ideas that we have and we think we could do this, we could change that. And so each time when the boat launches, there are a few things that have changed. And I'm going to start up here on the front by talking about the fact that my friend Dave from Coastal Marine Services has done an absolutely fantastic job of polishing this. I don't know how well you can see it, but this whole thing has been polished and waxed. He uses a very special potion and he won't tell me what it is, but it's something like 7 layers and it's incredible. And what's nice is it makes the boat very easy to clean. Apart from looking brilliant, it means that the dirt just rolls off it. Anyway, we'll head on back and I'll show you a few of the upgrades, and I'll show you Marianne, who's chilling out on the aft seat there reading a book. We're in Brixham at the moment. We've come across from Torquay. Torquay is over that way. We stopped for a bit of lunch and I thought I'll grab the camera and make a film while the weather's so nice. So I'm going to go right to the back. This isn't new, but this has all been treated and sealed. This is the teak on the bathing platform that covers up the boarding ladder. Underneath there, there's a name on the back of the boat for anybody who hasn't seen it, Smuggler's Blues 2. And the other thing we had done last year, you've already seen this, but there's a deck shower which is now hot and cold. The original is just cold. But as I say, you may have already seen that because that went on last year. So let's stick to things that we have done. One of the things that we've done when we're having a drink on the back of the boat, which we do a lot of an evening in the summer, is you either have nowhere to put your drinks or you have a big table on the back that everyone has to shuffle around. So we've got this, which is a Cara bar. Now it's stood on its little legs at the moment, but if you have a look underneath, you'll see there is a base for that. So you can put a pole in here, sit an ordinary table pole, sit that on top, so it will sit about there, and it means that people can move around the boat. Your drinks are safe. You put your bottles in here. Again, with an ordinary table, if the boat rocks, things tend to slide around, everyone has to grab their glasses. With this, everything's kept safe. And in fact, not only have we got that one, we've also got this little fella, which is a smaller version, and it just attaches to the sucker, so you can put it wherever you want. And again, same sort of thing, just keeps everything completely safe. So when the boat's rocking around, you don't worry about losing your drink. But another thing that we have addressed is power supplies. Everything's run from USBs these days, phones and cameras and everything else. And of course, you're always swapping stuff around, trying to plug things in. That's charged, let's take that one out, put the next one in. So we've upgraded the USB supply quite a bit using Scanstrut chargers, and this is one just here. This is for the cockpit. What's great about this is it's waterproof. So you click that little fella there and that opens it. You can put 2 sockets into these plugs. There's 2 plugs inside, and when it closes down, it clamps down and it's completely waterproof. So if you've got a waterproof phone plugged into there, as iPhones are now for example, then you've got a completely waterproof setup out in the cockpit. So that's rather good. But it's not the only one, because up here is an inductive charging unit. So with this one, what you do is, you see it's got these jaws, so it'll take any size of phone, and if it's got an inductive charging loop, as most of them have, you can wirelessly charge it like that. So that's a brilliant thing. It's at the helm, it's where I can get to it. We play the music from that as well as using it as a phone, of course. So that's kept fully charged up, easy to reach, and it Bluetooth through the JL audio stereo that was fitted the year before last, I think we put that one in. So another upgrade there. So that's charging taken care of in the cockpit, but we've done it inside as well. So if we head down into the cabin, this is what the inside like. There is a full tour of this boat on the channel incidentally, so if you haven't seen that and want to know what the boat's all about inside, then that will do it for you. But if we go over here, basically it's another of those Scanstrut chargers. So we had this one, which was just like a cigarette lighter style, as they used to call them. So we used to use one of these, and then that had one of those underneath so we could plug a USB in. This of course is just like one in the cockpit, direct for 2 USBs, so a couple of people can drop their phones into here, plug them into there, charge away. So that's very useful. Also, we have a stereo in here, and there's a TV that goes onto this bracket, and that links to the stereo and gives us stereo sound. So we can sit in here of an evening when we're spending a few days on the boat and watch a movie, and it uses that speaker there and that speaker over there. That speaker over there was stopped working. It would respond to a bit of percussive maintenance. What that means is belting it until it works, but then it stopped doing that as well. So that's now been fixed. So we've got all that up and running again properly. This is all lighting systems here and heating systems again. There's a video on that. If you've got some of the other upgrade videos, that lighting system's pretty interesting because it's all built in underneath here and it's different colours and brightnesses and things. Anyway, we'll move on a little bit further because when we go to bed at night, we sleep in here. The bed's not made at the minute because the boat literally went in the water a few days ago and I've not brought duvet cover and pillowcases down yet. So this is the bed down under here, and very comfortable it is too, I have to say. We sleep very soundly on here. We sleep with our heads at this end, and of course the phones are back in there charging up over night time. Well, not anymore. Another scan strut charger down here. So we can plug into that, phones can sit there, and they're all charged up in the morning. So that's very pleasing. That completely organises all of our charging needs. So that's great. Now there's a couple more things to show you, but they're not here. They're back in Torquay on the berth. So what we're going to do in a minute when we head back to Torquay is take you with us and show you these. Just had a video go live on Alcoholic today, so I've been monitoring that, and it's this one down here. My own boat, Smuggler's Blues, that was the launch. And that's going rather well, but I'm just going to show you while I'm here, because Marianne has the dumbest but cutest cat in the world. Ready? Oh, there we go. Look at that. Honestly, it's a fantastic cat, but it's not the brightest thing in the world, bless it. It's called, what's your cat called? Florence. Florence the cat, I keep forgetting. I wanted to call it, I don't know, Pilchard or something. Yeah, Marianne's cat. That's enough of that. Anyway, there we go. That's the story so far. Should show you this as well. This is Marianne's bag, in case you think nefarious things are going on here with Maggie. So Marianne's carrying more bag there. It's another lady bag, obviously you can see it's pink. So we should probably have a name for that. If anyone's got any suggestions, let us know. But yeah, we are just going to chill out here for a bit longer because it's just too nice to be anywhere else at the moment. And then in a little while we'll head back to Torquay, take you guys with us, and I'll show you the other modifications back on the berth. We'll catch you in a while. Well, we've lunched, we filmed. Marianne tucked herself away with a good book.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
You did. Good for you. You see, the things I say come true. I'm like a prophesier. I'm one of those.
You're a fool.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, on that bombshell, we're going to head back to Torquay now. So would you like to do the honours at the front?
I'll try.
Awesome. Okay. But before we cast off, very important, we'll start the engine. You definitely want to be doing it that way around. Yeah. Well done. Okay. Now I should point out, in case anybody's wondering, that's not actually an official visitors mooring, that's a yacht club mooring over in Brixham, but since it's very early in the season and a lot of boats are still out, I didn't think anybody would mind if you picked that up for an hour or two. And obviously we were on board, so if anybody had turned up and said, "Oi, you're on our berth," we could have skedaddled pretty quickly. But anyway, all was well. But yeah, in the main, boaters are pretty friendly folk, and as long as it's not taking the mickey, people don't mind too much, I don't think. This is Brixham, and very lovely it is too. Brixham Marina over here, we go to quite a lot. If you've seen other videos, you'll have seen us in there. And then we're going to spin around here. And mosey on back to Torquay. But what a beautiful day, isn't it?
It's been fab.
Yeah, really good. First day on the boat, apart from delivering it back from the boatyard, this is our first day on the boat.
It's a little bit cold, but it's just so sunshiny.
It's fresh, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, makes you feel alive. Would you like to be taking the helm, Marianne?
Go on then.
All right, here you go.
First time driving your boat?
Into 2021, yeah. Absolutely. I'm going to find my shoes. sister bought me these socks. I really like them actually. Here we go.
It's not a bad life, is it?
Could be worse, couldn't it? Could be worse. Okay, we are clear of the harbour limits.
Fast as I like?
Yeah, pretty much.
How fast would you like me to go?
I think 2.5 is pretty good. That boy over there, I don't know whether you can see, it's got an aerial on top of it. And that is because that is a wave buoy. That's sending out a signal, and you can check on the internet to tell you the height of the waves in Tor Bay, which is rather cunning. So just stay wide, because you only need somebody who's doing the same thing coming in the other direction, and then you've got a problem. So stay well clear. So we're back in Torquay now. What do I want to show you here? Well, there's a couple of things. I think this might have been on the channel before, but we've added to them. So we've got these fender pads. So rather than just using the boat fenders, we have got a couple in at the moment, but we won't need those soon, because as well as the one across the back here, we've also got one here. Now this one's actually moved back. It's a little bit too far forward at the moment. It's going to come back here. And then we've got another one up on the front corner. So when we come in and out, we won't need any of the fenders. We don't need to lift those in and off. We can just cruise on in and hook up on the lines. So that is a nice feature. And my friend Dave from Coast Marine Services supplied and fitted those for me. I'll put a link to his website in the description. And also on the outside here, so we've got this beautifully polished hull. And the worst thing is ropes. These are quite harsh, rubbing against it, particularly in areas like this. So these are by Rosemaker, and this is like, it's a similar material to wetsuits. It's like a neoprene, and they just velcro on. You can see just there. I'm not done a very neat job of it just there, but you can imagine how they should look. And this just basically takes that harshness of the rope on the gel coat and stops it from getting worn. And you can see I've got another one of those. If I come down here, there we go, you can see it on the front there again, because the rope just drags across the gel coat there, and over a period of time when the boats were moving around and up and down, it does not do it any good at all. So that just helps to keep the nice polish and shine looking good. And then one last thing to show you, new for this year, and for this we're going to need to go back inside because it's going to be hard to show you, I think, on the outside. And if I grab my phone out of this fella, there we go. What I want to show you is actually an app. Now, we were listening to a bit of Jimmy Buffett on the way back. Love a bit of Jimmy on the boat. Okay, this is Savvy Navy. Now, I've only just got this, but it is a really cunning device, because what it does gives you a load of information on where you are. So tides, for example, if we hit the tides button on the screen, you can see then it loads up. There we go. You can see we're now on an outgoing tide and about just past halfway down towards low water, and then you can see a tide coming back in there. But there's a load more stuff on here. If we come out of that, back to weather, there you can see what the weather's doing there. We can go to here, and you can actually then overlay, I don't know how you can pick that up, but you can actually see the wind blowing along, and it'll give you the strength and a direction. But it's much cleverer than this, because you can do things like, if we hit that little fella there, okay, so what we can do with this is we can set a start position. So that's Torquay just there, just outside of Torquay. In fact, we can then zoom that in a bit and move that across. So we might want to go out to Berryhead first of all. There's B, 3.8 miles, nautical miles, down the coast. Let's say we're going down to Dartmouth, there we go. And into here, and we can zoom back in, and we'll put our last waypoint there. And then if we hit pilot route, it'll calculate the whole thing. So it's giving us 34 minutes. You can set in here your cruising speed and your fuel consumption, which I've done. So it's telling us it's going to use 15 litres of fuel. It's telling us how far it is, so it's 11 nautical miles. It tells us how much tide we've got against us. And there's a whole load of information that this can then give you on your route and map it all out for you. If I zoom in, you'll see it's actually even worked its way out around the buoys and other bits and pieces that it needs to. It's quite a clever thing. I've only just got this, so I haven't fully got to grips with it yet, but you can see the potential. I think it's going to be an interesting thing to use, but it collates all of the information. So tides, wind, weather, navigation marks, shallow water, all that kind of stuff, and it just gives you super easy route planning. So there we go, that's one to play with. I think that's going to be quite an interesting one, but that there is the upgrades for 2021 so far. And that, I think, from myself and Marianne, is about it for today. We've had a great day on the water, I think it's fair to say.
Fab first day.
Yeah,
Fab.
Really good. If the season carries on like this, it's going to be a good one.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Absolutely. And we'll catch you guys again very soon. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.